Greetings, America. I am
Bill.
Don't bother flicking your infernal remotes. I've taken over your airwaves. Now, I trust you're all comfy on your tacky sofas from rooms to go. Lots of nibbles close at hand. Well, tuck in. And why not smoke between gobbles? Yes, go for the gusto, America. Live like there's no tomorrow. Because as far as you squalid lot are concerned, there very much isn't. Behold, the instrument of your doom. I call it...
It's standing test.
And when it is completed, 1,000,000 gigatons of thrust will propel the Earth directly into the sun. So look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair.
Welcome to It's All Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Bill, and I am a man in my 40s talking about professional wrestling because that's what I've decided to do. Doug is not with us this week. We decided to kind of give him a week off. He's been carrying a load for me since I either break my ankle or have migraines or I'm deathly ill or something. So I figured, just give him a week off so he can, enjoy it with his family and go to work and watch Little Mermaid again and forget about things and work on my side project. Just decided to give him the week off. As you folks may know, when it's just one of us, we do a mini-sode, so hopefully you won't be hearing me blather on for about an hour and a half. However, if you listen to the last episode, you know that I can do it and will do it. God damn it. Before going into all that, I do want to, first of all, apologize about how late the episode came out last week. We're working with a AI editor, developer, and I don't listen to the podcast after it's been edited or anything like that. I never did it when I was editing. But I sent it to this AI developer just because, I just want to save some time. And for some reason, there was weird mess ups or anything, or I don't know what happened. They just tell me that there kept on being delays in the editing. So again, I apologize for that, but feel free to listen to that episode. It talks about me and my experience in AEW, Dynamite, Colorado Springs a few weeks back and all that stuff. So anyway, again, I want to apologize for the delay on that. Before we get into wrestling for the week, I want to talk about the upcoming events from the Rocky Mountain Region Wrestling Calendar. Eventually, I'll figure out a name for it that makes more sense. But this is for people in the Rocky Mountain area or close to it that are having promotions or events or things in and around the area. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and look at, we got on Thursday, June 22nd, we have Devotion Championship Wrestling presents Bar Fights. That's at Liquid Joe's over in Mill Creek, Utah. We also have on the 24th, so this is Saturday, June 24th, Devotion Championship Wrestling presents End of Term, Light Tree Studios over there in Salt Lake. So Devotion has two shows almost back to back. Check them out if you're in the Utah state near Mill Creek or Salt Lake there. Next, we have Central State Wrestling. They're based out of Kansas. So at Lenexa, Kansas National Guard Armory on June 24th, Saturday as well. We got Coronation. Set to appear there would be Dak Draper, Jeremy Wyatt, Kenny Alfonso, the Howlets. Big fans of the Howlets. If you haven't figured that out yet, we're huge fans of both Anaya and Hoodie. And because they're the best goddamn tag team I've seen live in a long time. Shaza McKenzie's going to be there. Heather Reckless, Conan Lycan, and more. So definitely check them out if you're in and around Lenexa, which is pretty much the Kansas City, Kansas area. Then we have Sunday, June 25th in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. When you're done fixing your bike and drinking your shitty fucking beer that is eventually going to turn on your employees, you can go over to Maya Cove and witness Sanchez and Alacron Promotions Mexican Wrestling Night. Questionable name for an event, but I didn't do it. Over there, a lot of locals that we, Doug and I, are really, really enjoying. I got Adaba, Bruce Wayne's, Big Guns over there. Just looks like a fun night of wrestling in Fort Collins, which, God damn it, Fort Collins, do something. Like, really, really try to show up for this, because get your head out of your ass, Fort Collins. And that's pretty much what wraps it up for the week there. Definitely be sure to check that out. If you are a wrestler, promoter, or fan, and you know of a show coming up in the area that is relatively close to Denver, and by relatively, I'm talking anywhere down from Phoenix all the way up to Montana, over to Kansas City, Kansas. I'm not going into Missouri. But if you have any shows that you know of and that you're on, or you just know of, let me know. We're always trying to find more. We're always trying to update the calendar weekly. And we want people to know that there are shows in your area, because Doug and I at one point didn't realize how many shows were in our area, because even though we would look, there was no centralized calendar. So that's what we're doing here. So, wrestling. Week of wrestling. I watched some. Watched Darkside, watched Rampage from last week, and I also watched Dynamite of this week in DC. And, it was wrestling. I can go into Dynamite. I'm not going to. I enjoyed it. It was good. Great show. But I'm not going to go into it, because the overbearing issue that's happening is obviously CM Punk. And for Christ's sakes, I work for algorithm and algorithm purposes only. And so I have to say CM Punk roughly 15 times within a 5-minute period, and it'll boost my availability for people to listen, is what I assume. It's either Cody Rhodes.
This is for Cody.
Cody, or CM Punk. So here's the deal with CM Punk. I haven't watched Collision. Hasn't happened yet. Everything that CM Punk is doing, as far as the Sports Illustrated interview, I read it. I personally don't have a... Well, okay. So a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that we're all getting worked by this. I think this has to be a giant work. I still believe that. I fucking do. I think everything that has happened in AEW, I mean, I don't think the fight necessarily, like the brawl out or whatever we're calling it, was a work, but I think that they eventually turned this into a work. They realized that they can make money on it. And in the end, that's what they're all trying to do, is make money. Punk, the Elite, especially TK, FTR, Brody King, everyone adjacent to each side, and create a civil war situation because everyone has fucking Marvel brains, and that's what we like. And that's fine. I like that idea. I truly do. I just don't want everyone to get so fucking caught up in this shit. And I mean, I guess it's good for things, but it's good for business, but I don't know if it's good for mental health. Twitter's a fucking hellhole. It's always been a hellhole, but however, it's getting to become more of a hellhole. We all know why. And that reason is because Elon Musk is a fucking fascist, and he's promoting fascist and anti-LGBTQ personalities. And we are on a slow spiral to complete fascism. However, the idea is what we need to do is just let's try to remove ourselves a little bit from this. This is all I'm seeing is people getting upset and to the point where you're kind of worried about them. So guys, CM Punk, Phil Brooks, he's a piece of shit. Always has been a piece of shit, always will be a piece of shit, but he has charisma and people like him for his charisma, and he can put together good matches. That's that. the elite. They seem like good people, probably are dicks in some aspects, but probably are good people in some aspects as well. And they put on good matches. They're heavily charismatic, and that's what it is. And you can definitely like a cider. Like, you could definitely be pro elite or pro punk or whatever. But just realize that this is entertainment. Realize that what we are devoting ourselves to as fans is not who we are specifically. Even though we are, we like to call ourselves a community or a culture or whatever. It's because of an entertainment that we all hang out or we all talk or we all do things. It's entertainment. So just remember that. And that's really all I have to say about all that. Doug and I will probably definitely get into Collision a little bit more, how we like the show, if we like the show, so on and so forth. So keep an ear out for that when we do record and release. But I'm just going to leave it as that. Now, kind of to finish up the show, I'm going to do something that everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I forgot that was happening. But I want to talk about G1. We're a little under a month away from the New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax tournament. And I kind of want to talk about New Japan and G1 in general right now. I know it's a little early to talk about it. Again, this is going to be something that Doug and I will probably go into a little bit more. If Doug even looks at things and realizes that there's 4 blocks and that he needs to at least know who everyone in the block is so he can pick a winner. But it's kind of the state of New Japan. Again, a few episodes back, 6 weeks or something, I don't know. We did an episode when they debuted Buffalo Bullet Club Extra Gold. It's gold, I know, but it's extra gold in my head. And they decided that this was going to be the way to jump off and get into Forbidden Door and create some shit. As far as Jay White and Juice Robinson having them together, creating another faction of Bullet Club and interdispersal messes and so on and so forth. As far as Bullet Club's concerned, they've actually been pretty busy in actually getting Gaijins in there. They actually do show a little promise there. I'm specifically, Chase Owens, who's always been an ace. But I'm not talking about Alex Coughlin and Clark Connors for the most part. Gabe Kidd's a nice addition, but I'm a huge Alex Coughlin and Clark Connors fan from New Japan Strong. Coughlin is just a fucking beefy, sweet boy. I don't think he's sweet, but he's a beefy boy who does lots of neat things. And they've really kind of been doing something pretty interesting. So there's something there. There's something there that could be a positive. But looking at New Japan in general, Sanada. Jesus Christ. Sanada wins the belt. I didn't even realize he won the belt until I was recapping something. And Okada lost the belt. So we have Sanada, who's the champion. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not a bad champion. There's worse champions out there. I'm looking at you, Evil. And there's just, I don't know what's really happening. I think this is the point where they're kind of trying to turn course and really, really pushing into the American and European market, hopefully, with rebuilding Bullet Club and having a bunch of Gaijin there. And by Gaijin, with Coughlin, Connors, and David Finley's the leader. It's just weird. I think they're trying to make something out of something, and they're really pushing hard on trying to get an international appeal finally. And with that appeal, we got the G1. G1 in general broken down into 4 blocks. For those who don't know, it's 4 blocks, round robin tournaments. There's an A block, B block, C block, and D block. It goes on from July 15th, I think, all the way until sometime September. This is the most grueling tournament in all of professional wrestling, because essentially is that if you're not wrestling in your block against a one-on-one singles match against your opponent, you are essentially going to be doing either a tag team match, 6-man match, or 8-man match. So you're always wrestling. There's sometimes the shows in general are back to back. Sometimes there might be a day of traveling. It's grueling, and this is the way New Japan shows off their talent. And with that being said, is that when they're actually doing these matches they're going hard. Like, it is strong style example. It's not just a here and there match. It's not just showing up and brother me softly kind of stuff. They're working hard. Kenny Omega broke a foot, fucked up his shoulder, and I believe also got his hernia in his either second to last or last G1. And he had to wrestle through it the entire time, because that's what you do. This is a show of strength. This is a show of honor. Looking at the blocks, they're very interesting. And speaking about their appeal to try to get American and European eyes on this, you could tell it's very Gaijin heavy. Block 1, I'm looking at right now. Let's see, I guess there's only 3 Gaijin in that one with Owens. Why the fuck is Chase Owens there? I mean, he's great. Gabe Kidd. And then we got the second one. Oh, and then Hikuleo was technically Gaijin as well. And then we have B block. I'm looking at Osprey, El Phantasmo, and yeah, that looks to be it there. C block, you got Finley, you got Aaron Hanar, Mikey Nichols, and Eddie Kingston. Now, this is the story. Eddie Kingston, our sweet, beautiful-eyed, beautiful boy, Eddie Kingston, I assume he's probably 38 years old. He might be just a little bit younger than Doug and I. Wrestling the G1, and he's going to give it his all. This is the reason why I'm saying that they want eyes on the tournament. Everyone loves Eddie. Everyone wants Eddie to win. And he's in a insane block with Finley, Ishii, Evil, man, Tamatanga, and Takagi. I mean, and of course the other 2 Gaijin between Ishii and Takagi. I'm bad at names. I'm sorry. I mean, and Kingston, that's just going to be brutal. And David Finley's a monster too. This is a big deal to get Eddie over there. And honestly, if you want to get American eyes like me over on it, this is how you did it. Like, I will be purchasing or renewing my New Japan World just so I can watch Eddie on top of, people I already enjoy. But this worked. They did it. And then I want to finish out D block real quick, because you got a ton of Gaijin in this one, with Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, Shane Haste, and Alex Coughlin as well. Looking at the blocks and how they're set up, there isn't a weak block at all, I don't think. I mean, the only thing is that there's no Yano. There's no light guys there. Like, it's these guys. This is a brutal G1 that's coming up. It's just going to be very tough. And if New Japan is going to try to get some eyes on them and try to become what they were, when they had Kenny, when they had the Bucks, when they had Bullet Club with AJ, when they had Bullet Club with Finn, this looks like this could do it. I'm actually very optimistic about what they could be doing and everything along those lines. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk about it real quick, just because it's not fucking CM Punk. With that being said, we'll go ahead and close her down. Again, my name is Bill. This is It's All Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can go ahead and head over to our website, itsallprowrestling.com. Over there, you will find assignments that we have given each other to watch throughout the podcast history, including the ones that are coming up here for next week's episode. You can also find our wrestling calendar over there for the Rocky Mountain region. So those dates that I gave you and shows, there's a lot more. There's a lot more. So check that out. And then you can also follow us, IA Pro Wrestling On Twitter, It's All Pro Wrestling, Instagram, and Facebook. It's All Pro Rest on TikTok. We also have a YouTube account as well where we're posting videos. I'm hoping to get some more videos up and out this week of the highlights from New Era's last show, as well as the last Lucha Libre and Laugh show. Best wishes, warmest regards. So anyway, check it out. Bye.